Good morning, class. Today is May 26th, 2020, and we'll start with our This Day in History. On this day in 1908, the first major oil deposits are found in the Middle East. Of course, today is the Middle East is known for its oil. That's where countries like Saudi Arabia get all of its money. And there's oil other places too, in the Gulf of Mexico, Alaska, but the Middle East is the big place where most of the oil in the world comes from. This day in 1907, John Wayne was born. John Wayne was a famous movie actor known for his Western movies. On this day in 1897, Dracula goes on sale in London as a book by Bram Stoker. It is based off of a castle in Romania, and he used vampire lore combined with Vlad the Impaler, who is a real person. You can read about him online if you want. On this day in 1868, President Johnson is acquitted. He was brought before Congress for impeachment hearing. Impeachment hearing, we know all about that. We had that earlier this year. And he was not impeached. I'm not going to go into detail about it though, because that's actually what we're going to be learning about this week and next week. So I'm not going to tell you about it. On this day in 1896, Tsar Nicholas II was crowned. He was the last Tsar or emperor in Russia. He and his family were eventually kicked off the throne. Well, he abdicated, so he gave up the throne. He wasn't a very strong leader. He was the second son. He did not expect to become emperor, so he wasn't really trained in what to do and everything. His family was abdicated. The Soviets took over, the communists, and they executed him and his family. This day in 1927, the last Model T is produced. The Model T was the first car made by Ford using the assembly line model. So we talked about that a few weeks ago with our This Day in History. And on this day in 1924, Coolidge signs the Immigration Act of 1924, which is similar to the immigration laws we have today. Pretty much we have a quota system, so we only accept legally a certain number of people from each country based on the country's population. So if it has a big population, we'll accept a few more people from that country than a country with a smaller population. There was also a This Day in History on Saturday I wanted to talk about. I meant to talk about it on Friday. On May 23rd, 1960, Adolf Eichmann was captured. Eichmann was a big person in the Nazi Party. He, after the war, he fled. He lived in hiding in a few places for a little while, and then he eventually made it to Argentina. He created a new identity for himself and was living in hiding. And Israel found out he was there. Argentina was a big place for a lot of Nazis to go after the war. Israel found out he was there, and they basically sent like their version of the CIA to abduct him from his front yard in the middle of the night and bring him back to Israel. It was a big deal. It was not done on the up and up, so it wasn't legal. They didn't try to go to the government and say, "Hey, Argentina, we're doing this." And they just went and took him. He was brought back to Israel, found guilty of war crimes, and executed. There's a wonderful movie about it called Operation Finale. I highly recommend you check it out. All right, what are we doing today? First of all, I hope you had a wonderful 3-day weekend. Got outside, enjoyed the weather. We went hiking at Patapsco State Park on Sunday. Also, while we were driving out there, I was like, hey, Banneker's like 2 blocks that way. So let's make a detour. We detoured to Banneker just so I could, we didn't go in. We just went and looked and everything. I haven't been out in that neck of the woods in 2.5 months almost. So it was nice to be there again and see the school. I do miss you guys, and I miss school and all that, and I never thought I'd say that. And then yesterday we just did a nice long walk around the neighborhood. The baby bunnies have relocated. We think they're somewhere on the side of our house. We're not entirely sure where. They're in a much more hidden spot, but we've seen them out and about. They're getting very big, but not enough to like take pictures of them or anything, which is a shame. So, this week is a weird week because it's a 4-day week. There's no office hours today. Sorry, my arm's getting a little tired. There's no office hours today. Office hours are going to be tomorrow for periods 5, 6, and 7, and Thursday for periods 1 and 4. Let me repeat that. Office hours tomorrow, 5, 6, 7. Thursday. Yes, I had to think what date it is. Sorry. It took a little longer than it should have. Periods 1 and 4. I'm in meetings all afternoon today, so yeah, I'm not going to be there. You're going to learn about Reconstruction this week. And Reconstruction is rebuilding the nation. We've got through the Civil War. Spoiler alert if you're behind. The South lost, the North won. We didn't become two nations. Reconstruction is the rebuilding process. So what happened after the fact? How did the country regroup and overcome this war that we were in? So your work is on Google Classroom. It's still due on Friday. If you have any questions, email, text me, private comment, whatever works for you. And I'll be on office hours tomorrow and Thursday if you need anything. I think that's it then. Bye guys.